Hey, how you doing, Mr. Humphreys? How are you, sir?
What's going on, man? How you doing?
Oh,
Can't complain.
just this little thing called Clear happened.
Yeah, long time coming, man. Finally, Clear has launched. Everybody, make sure you guys are hopping in the Discord. It's been a crazy last 24 hours for sure.
Well, it's longer than that, right? Because we've been waiting for it and trying to and hoping that it was going to come on a certain time, and then, they were trying to do everything they could to make sure that it ran as well as it can be expected. And there was some road bumps. We're going to talk about those, and I think that that's what we're going to get into in this. So I appreciate you joining me. Oh, hey, look, we got FaZe in the house. We got Oscar. Oscar, there's a link out there if you want to join, if you get time. So join us if you want to, Oscar. All right. So yeah. Oh, there goes Foxy. There we go. Hey, Foxy. Foxy's in the house. So been kind of a crazy day. So for you and I, this thing has been we've been working on this for almost a year, you and I, 8+ months. But one thing I think a lot of people don't know, Zach, is that a lot of people don't know that Clearcryptos has actually been in development for almost 2+ years, right?
Yeah, 100%. And great things aren't built in a few days. And I know a lot of people were anticipating the launch. A lot of people were saying, what's going on? Why isn't there a date set? All of that was by design, because usually great things that are built over time, they go live when they're ready, right? They come to market when they're ready. There's no announcement. We've seen in crypto how many times, Austin, like when you set a date, things happen on the back end of building technology that you have to push a date, right? So it's better to not even really have a solid date, I think, when you're building something like this that's completely different. There was a great AMA leading up to the launch just a couple days prior that actually went through some of the tech that's being built. Now, here's the thing to consider too. I mean, this first version that everyone will see very soon in terms of the trading platform and the analytical platform, that's only version 1. So there's going to be a lot more versions to come. What's up, Hobbs?
Hey, what's going on, man?
What's going on? Yeah, there's going to be a lot more to come with version 2, version 3, etc. But I know Hobbs down there as a trader, man, he can't wait to get his hands on the trading tools.
Yeah, you know what, Hobbs? I do want to get to the platform, the trading platform, but I really want your stance on and maybe give this some thought, like the top 3 things or 4 things that are like, holy, hell, this is in the platform. So if you can put a little bit of your TA brain power around that. So Hobbs, we were kind of talking about that, we've been working on this for a while, that Clear's been in development for 2 years. A lot of people don't know that. What I love about what Clear did was they went out and developed the tech before they even got remotely close to, oh, by the way, now let's launch a token,
Yep.
So here's what I want to cover. We're going to jump over, kind of look at the new website. They launched the new version of the website yesterday. I want to real quickly show people that there is a swap. There's a fiat function inside the swap. Yours truly actually used it. It worked really, really well. It was really cool.
Yeah, I'm going to use it later today too. So.
Side note, I tried to move in some money from, how you bring in money with Coinbase. They're literally sitting on my money for 4 days. It was fiat into Coinbase, and they're like, oh, by the way, we're going to sit on this for 4 days, which just, you'll say, has infuriated me. But I got my money. Yeah, I got my money instantly using the fiat function inside the fiat to bring fiat in, to bring, with a debit card in. So that's really cool. Oh, look at this. All right, now I got to give her. Okay, seriously, the jokes and the shots already happened. Tried something new. Wow, okay. All right, Angela, paybacks are hell, man. All right. But yeah, I think so. So Hobbs, what's your 2 cents on kind of the launch? We're going to get more into like how everything went down yesterday, so we're going to talk more about that. But give Zach and I and the people here kind of your 2 cents of everything from yesterday.
Yeah, I mean, first of all, thank you guys for having me, man. I've been a little busy with the kiddo and whatnot, but appreciate seeing you guys anytime I can, man. So, yeah, man. I mean, as far as the launch goes, like the thing is, people don't really understand exactly what went down. So I think it's important for us to kind of discuss exactly how things happen, exactly what went down with the launch. There's multiple ways that you can do a launch, but when you're more of a company, right, and you're not just a meme token, you're not just, a shit coin, as they say, right? Like you're going to do things a little bit differently. And I think that Clear is really shaking up this industry, and I love it, right? Like I love the fact that they're doing things completely different. I mean, you look at the launch yesterday, like you know, I don't know if you guys want to discuss more into it, but I'll give my thoughts, right? Yeah. The launch yesterday, I was sleeping. I didn't even know we had launched, right? I got a phone call later and finally got some rest. But the launch yesterday was, you know, more of a testing, right? It was more of a bot, anti-bot testing, as I understand it. Once they trapped a few of the bots, kind of pulled everything back. But what people don't realize is once that contract is out there, right, it's on live new pairs. And there are bots out there. There are people out there that literally do nothing but sit there and wait for live new pairs. Yeah. So, you know, I see the information on Twitter. I don't really pay it much mind, but, you know, sometimes I like to address things that require that bring up good conversation, right? It's a good conversation piece to provide clarity, right? So in regards to, you know, people buying the token at that low level, they were taking a risk, right? Anybody buying the token once the liquidity was pulled to trap the bots, you were taking a risk. You could have bought it. Anybody could have bought it, right? It was live, right? Some people bought and they got a shit ton of fucking tokens at a very good price. And, you know, from everything I know about Clearcryptos, the price that they got is going to be, you know, probably never seen before. So, and then, you know, you go back to what kind of happened. If you look at the chart, you look at the 1 minute chart, like it won't show much on the 15-minute chart. It actually looked fairly normal on the 15-minute. But if you go back and look at the 1 minute or the 5-minute chart, you'll see that you can nearly go back into Etherscan and track the bots. Like bots were buying, you know, hundreds of thousands of Clearcryptos and running the chart literally from a 3-cent starting price all the way up to a $680 million market cap up to like 67 cents.
Yeah.
Right. Buyers weren't doing that. Bots were doing that. You look at the buys that were coming in, even in that range, they were really, really low, right? Because people didn't know about it. When the bots got trapped, they stuck it to the bot, so to speak, but the contract was still live. So you still could trade it if you assume that the liquidity was going to be put back in. That process took about, you know,
30 minutes
from 40 minutes. Yeah, about 30, 40 minutes. And then from that point, it was more like, okay, now let's kind of test it out. And then once they thought it was good to go, they made the announcement. Some people think that, oh, people are, you know, loading up their bags and then they're going to call their friends and then we're going to launch the token. Like, look, I've been with Clearcryptos for, you know, going on 4 months now. This project has been working on something big for about 2 years. There's been no malicious behavior that I've spotted, right? It made no sense for, like, just if people really think about what happened, it made no sense to rug pull that early. Like if you were going to rug pull, like you didn't make any money, right? Maybe you stole some money from some bots, sure, but like you didn't get a bunch of people in and snatch their money from them. You were actually testing the contract out, and you know that's understandable. And the more you dig into the contract, the more you realize exactly what happened.
Well, I think to and so thanks for that, Hobbs. I mean, you covered all the main points. I think to reiterate to reiterate in a very basically to kind of spit back what you said again. The contract was there to test, to do the smoke testing. It was there. Oh, here's Oscar. Hey, hold on. Hey, what's up, Oscar? The contract was there to begin the testing, to test specifically against the anti-bots. The bots got in immediately. They ran the market cap up, like you said, 600+ million, those buys. But what I want to really point out is that the anti-bot technology that was in place went into effect, and within 30 to 45 minutes had the problem quarantine rectified, dealt with, and that went, whereas there are other projects that we're still dealing with that kind of thing weeks later, right? And so the technology that Clear put into place was being tested and was doing what it was meant to do. And yes, to your point, Hobbs, the contract was in the wild, so to speak, a little, you know, in that scenario. And so there was that also that happened. I think so. You know, we've all seen kind of some of the narrative on Twitter, and I think if you just simply take the time and look at what the hell happened, and
I mean, you can see them. It's a MEV bot, right? It's probably like, I think like 20, 30, 40 transactions in the first 30 minutes or so where the MEV bot bought more than anybody else. Like whatever those other contracts are, I don't know if they were bots or not, but this particular bot was actually called a MEV bot. Like you can see it on Etherscan. So of course people won't show that, you know, they'll look for, you know, any, you know, thing that looks malicious. They can change the narrative, and that's fine. You know, we're at this point, we're immune to it. I know I am. Like I see it, I expect to see it. I know that it's coming. At this point, I'm just immune to it. I just keep pushing, man. So
Yep.
I know where we're headed. I know where we're going. I know what's coming. Some people don't have privy, you know, they're not privy to that information, and that's fine. That information is coming down the pipe. That I can assure you guys. But at the same time, I just keep moving, man. Explain it and then keep moving.
Yeah, I mean, I think to that point, Hobbs and Oscar, I'll open it up to you in just a minute. I think what you need to do is I don't care if we're talking about Clearcryptos or we're talking about another project. What is the first thing that we all talk about in our respective channels? Look for utility. Look for what is the project aiming to solve? And in this case, the utility that Clear is looking to solve is education, analytics, and a trading platform. And ultimately, though, the real utility is to onboard and help people facilitate bringing the 95+% of the people that are not in crypto, bringing them on board in a safe and effective manner. And so that's what I'll go.
Yeah, I mean, you just look at the swap, right? Like something as simple as a swap, right? You look at the swap, you see that it has multiple uses, right? Like not only can you just swap out Clearcryptos, right? You can swap out damn near every token that exists. It's very, very simple to do fiat, debit, credit. You know, you can use.
If I can do it, anybody.
Yeah, if Austin can do it, anybody can do it. It's, you know, Google Play, Apple Pay, and you look for those, like that setup, that the way that it's built is it screams easy, right? It doesn't scream, oh shit, okay, what do I do? Do I need to do? If you can have a wallet, you can use the swap. Like it's very, very simple. But that the swap is not even the swap is great. Don't get me wrong. Like the swap is great, but I'm telling you, when you see this analytics platform, it's going to change the game. Like it's different. It's completely different. And do yourself a favor, guys, if you're listening to this on playback or you're listening right now, do yourself a favor, go take a look at the new website, right?
Which we're about to.
Go look down at the bottom and look at the partners that are listed at the bottom of that page. Like those are the things that you want to see. Those aren't just names that we're working with. Those are partnerships. So do yourself a favor and read that.
Okay. So Hobbs, I'm going to quarantine you for just a minute, not in a bad way, brother. I want 3 things that for the analytic platform, because you're the TA god in the proverbial room. Oscar, you're pretty damn good yourself. But Hobbs, I want 3 things from you that you think are cool as hell that are coming in the analytics platform or the trading platform. Okay, so that's your homework. Not right now. I don't know.
Oh, I was about to say I can do them on the fly. I don't need to do homework.
I want you to ponder that for a second. I got to rein you in, dude. I love you, but we gotta let Oscar. Oscar, welcome.
Hey, what's up, bro?
Yeah, how you doing?
Hey, thank you so much, Austin. Hey, what's up, Hubs? Happy to see you, brother. Zach, always in the house. I mean, yesterday was an amazing day, and one of the things that I look for as a professor of UX, UI, and programming is looking at how the website looks. That's something that I think me and a gazillion number of people care about when it comes to. And you can show it. Thank you very much, Austin.
Yes, sir.
I think the website is the first, FaceTime that a lot of people have with a project, and they're gonna judge us. They're gonna judge the project just immediately by seeing it. And I've seen the 3 types of websites from Clearcryptos, right? The first one that was kind of like for a couple of days, and the second one, which was up until yesterday, and this one, and I gotta tell you, man, like, completely exceeding my expectations and a lot of people's expectations, because this screams easy and professionalism, and I will say like trust. And I know I can go to the Trust Act, and of course, but I mean, just by seeing it, I'm like, okay, I want to give this a try. Let's say I am impartial and I'm somebody not with Clearcryptos. Just by looking at this, the colors and how things is moving, and the swap and the analytics tool that is going to come soon, it screams like, okay, I want to give it a try. And if something happens, when at least I know they have a Discord, a Twitter, a YouTube, like they have ways for them to get a question if there's something going on. So one of the things is that I think that is fantastic. The swap, and what you were saying, Austin, right now about and about the utility, that couldn't be farther from the truth. Like, I believe that 100% progress, development, and utility is what is going to take us to the next level right now, because it's a bear market. So if we can deliver on that right now, we can garner new people and just let people explore and share feedback with the team. That's I think everything. So far, plus.
It's awesome. And, you know, like Oscar, we were talking about this, like, yes. And everybody was giving me crap that I actually did this, especially Angela, this little fiat guy right here. I mean,
yeah,
again, right here, you can buy, you know, as much as you want. I think there's a limit up to $4,000, guys. We heard on the AMA, I believe I think there's a buy. That's kind of like the upper limit, you know, up to, I think, in a single transaction. That's the number I remember from the AMA. I noticed all of you guys are being quiet. They're like, well, maybe
I think it was like 4 or 5.
No, I watched it, but you put me in quarantine. So.
Oh, that's right. I'm sorry. You can talk now. Okay. But I did a buy here. I mean, I did to me, that's what people don't really realize, that how freaking cool this is. It's like, it's a pain in the butt to get money, fiat, if you will, into crypto. You got to I've been having to bring it in via an exchange or Changely or whatever, but this is easy. It worked. I mean, I just did $100 and then I even actually tested this. I went here and went, oh, hey, there's Google Pay. I did that thing. I had to, oh, look, it's changed. So it was Mercurio. And this actually changes. It finds you the best rate. I mean, this one little thing right here. Look, cheapest 5 to 10 minutes, but this is the best performance. But then that's another cool thing right there. Zach, I want your 2 cents on this, is that this is something that we know that Clear is billing in almost everything, is like they're trying to even in their swap functionality, they're going to go out and try to get you automation, but trying to get you the best deal. And right here, get me the best deal, bringing money in, the best rate on the swap, all that kind of stuff, right?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, one of the things, you know, the auto slippage is something, I'm not quite sure if that's ready to go fully right now, but that is something that, you know, that is coming. You know, it's kind of a pain when you're swapping, you don't know where to set your slippage. What if that was automated for you? So I think they're all about making it easy. I mean, so the big reason why people don't get in crypto, one of them, right? What do they say? How do I buy it?
Yeah.
Well, now we could say it's easy with your debit card.
Yeah.
Yep.
Right. Where it's like trying to get somebody to go through the jump, you know, the hurdles that we all know because we're in crypto every day. It's tough, man. It's second nature to us, but to so many people, that's a big barrier. And they, you know, it's all about convenience. People will do something if it's easy. And I think that's, you know, one of the many things Clear's trying to do here is just make it easy to onboard new people into crypto.
Amen. So Hobbs, I'm going to officially let you back into the fold now. So what's your 3 things? And then after that, what I've got here teed up is our buddy Justin.
He did an unbelievable job on that, by the way.
Yeah.
Jay, if you're listening.
Yeah, Justin, if you're out there, you're watching this on the replay. So this was the AMA done a couple of days ago. And I've got it queued up to his demo of the platform, the analytics platform. So Hobbs, give us your 2 or 3 things you really think are cool, and then we'll play this. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, just the navigation of it all in general. It matches the swap, it matches the website, it matches everything in regards to this color scheme and all that type of stuff. That's important because the fact that there's going to be 3 tiers, right? 3 tiers that you can trade on. You want that bottom tier to be easy to navigate. So I love the fact that they made everything easy. I guess the second thing that I would definitely point out, that Justin did a very, very good job pointing out, is when you're selecting a token into the analytics system, it gives you a percentage of how much that particular token follows Ethereum. I haven't seen that particular feature anywhere, right? So when you're buying into a Bone or Shiba or whatever it is, right, you know between 1 and 0 exactly what percentage that particular token is going to follow the flow of Ethereum. That's very, very important when you're trading that particular token. I believe the third thing was somebody asked a question during the AMA, and this is when my eyes lit up like a friggin', you know, sunlight, right? Is they asked them, hey, are we going to be adding in limit or stop limit loss or limit buy orders or in stop limit orders, right? Yeah. If anybody's ever traded stocks, you ever traded options, you know that it's very, very important to be able to limit your losses, right? In crypto, they don't have that option on any platform. There's not a platform where you can go into unless you have, you know, pay a bunch of money for a bot. There's not a bunch of platforms that's going to allow you to get in at a certain price get out at a certain price.
Okay.
You either have to stay up all night watching your investment, wake up in the morning and hope to God it didn't tank, right? But if you had that stop loss to be able to be set, you could limit your losses in crypto tremendously. So those are the three things that I, in particular paid attention to.
Wow, I can't believe you left it to 3. That's awesome.
Hey, you asked for 3. I'm trying to listen to the old guy of the of the show.
I think this is about 5 or 6 minutes. Let's listen to
go full screen on that, Austin.
Yeah. So, how do I do? Oh, let's see.
Bottom right.
Bottom right. Yeah. Where it says
right here.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah. Okay. Here we go.
There you go, Austin.
Yeah.
There you go.
I don't need the crap here.
The highlights. So first, we're going to be starting with today's market highlights and the Ethereum market cap. It's showing the chart of the history of the market cap, as well as whether it's been up in the past 24 hours. Very, very clean, very, very sleek, very easy to use. Then next we have the state of the market. We're showing the total market cap, the last day's percentage, whether we're up or down, the global volume, and then Bitcoin dominance over the past 24 hours. And then lastly, we probably have my favorite part of the highlights, which is the social activity. And it's just highlighting the most social tokens on social media. I really like how it breaks down all the sources. You can get connected with our communities, whether it's on Twitter, Telegram, Discord, or even if they have an Instagram or Reddit. And then we show the market rank, which is based off of their CoinGecko rank, and then the price. Next, if we scroll down a little bit, we have our hot pairs, biggest gainers, biggest losers, and just added. So our hot pairs are based off of the most swap tokens in the past 24 hours. We have the trading pair, the price, the exchanges you can find it on, the price percentage, either up or down in the last 24 hours, as well as the volume over the past 30 days, and its liquidity. Next, we have the biggest gainers, and in the biggest gainers, it's pretty self-explanatory. It's just the coin with the most gained over the past 24 hours in price. It shows the percentage right here, the actual price, the exchange, the volume, and then the liquidity. Next is the biggest loser. It's just the opposite of the biggest gainer. Which coin or token has lost the most in price over the past 24 hours? And then last is the just added, and that is the newly added pairs. Next, we have live pairs. And on live pairs, we can browse all the pairs that are live on all of the decentralized exchanges. So we have the trading pair, the price, the exchange that it's listed on, as well as the price change over the past 24 hours, when it was last updated, liquidity, and you get a nice one-day chart. What I like about this is that you can also sort it by price, exchange, price change, and when it was last updated. And then you can actually change the view. So if you're like me and you don't like this style of chart, your brain gets kind of puzzled and it's just too much information to kind of look at and sort through, you can come right over here and you can change the view. And to me, this is very nice. It's clean, it's easy to read. I can see the chart, I can see how much it's up or down percentage-wise, and then I can see the price as well as the pair. You can also show more. So if you come down here, you can show 24 on one screen, and then you just got to scroll down and see the rest. But again, it's just easier on the eyes for me personally. I know some people will like the other way better, but it's always good to have options. And the option for me is definitely this one, but I'm sure other people will like seeing the data this way. Next, we have our stats. And on here, we can check the current trends for any exchange. So we can add our exchange, which I'll add Uniswap, and we can see all the tokens that are currently trending on Uniswap. We can also add another exchange and use Sushi Swap. I swear I can't say those two words together. Those two S's kill me. But we can see what's trending on Sushi Swap as well. And if we go over and hit see all, it'll pull up all of them in this nice view. And we can go ahead and we can see what's active, inactive, and dead on Uniswap. And again, the way that this is labeled out is by the coin, the price, the volume, how many trades it's done, and when it was last updated, and then the one-day chart. And we can also change the way that this information comes to us so we can look at it in a more visual way as well. If we come over and look at the inactive, inactive shows us the tokens that have not been very active at all. No trades are happening. We can look at the charts. Nothing's really going on. And then we can see the dead. and pretty much the same thing, tokens that aren't being traded at all. Next, we have the Pair Explorer. We're looking at AGIX ETH. We can see the liquidity, the 24-hour volume, what the dollar exchange rate is. We can see the price change for the hour, the daily, the weekly, the monthly. We can see the open price and the highest price it got to within these time frames up here. We have the chart down here where we can see the 1-day chart. We can go to the 1-month chart. We can go to the 3-month and the 1-year chart. And then we can go ahead and we can expand. We can get in closer to see what it's done on the day. We can go ahead and zoom in a little bit and see closer to what the price action was. And then we can go ahead and come back out to the 7-day chart, or, if we want to go to the daily, we can even go to the daily chart and then see what price was doing during the day. And then down here, we also have the trade history of the token as well as the Etherscan, so we can get more information on Etherscan as to what's going on with the buys and the sells individually. Lastly, we have the pairs correlation. This to me is one of the coolest features on the whole entire analytics platform. The reason being is because you can use this tool to figure out how tokens move together with each other. So you can find out whether a token is going to move up together or down together, or separate ways, up and down, depending on what the token is doing, or whether they don't move at all together. They have no effect on each other whatsoever. So to use this feature, we're going to go ahead and hit the search bar, and I'm going to use Bone ETH, and then I'm going to go down again, and I'm going to use ETH USDT, and then I'm going to hit calculate. I'm going to wait for the algorithm to do its magic. There we go. And then we can see that Bone ETH and ETH USDT are correlated 0.49. So they have a positive correlation, which means when ETH is moving up, Bone should be moving up too because of that correlation. If Bone is moving down, ETH is moving down, then Bone is also going to be moving down with it. So very awesome tool, very easy to use, and also gives you great insight. But that is all for the Clearcryptos analytics dashboard. It's very awesome, very easy to.
All right. So thoughts,
Nice.
guys? Yeah. And I think, Zach, you mentioned this in kind of opening, is that, obviously this is not going to be a static system, right? They're going to continuously, update it and make it better and roll out continual improvements, after it goes live, et cetera, right?
Yeah, exactly. This is V1, and right on the new website, they give you kind of the main features that Justin just kind of went through, but V2 will have even more features. So.
Right.
Justin says he can confirm that the auto slippage is live on the swap as well.
Oh, hey, Justin's in the house.
Yeah, he said he was going to be buying some. It's quick too. I'm going to be buying some a little later. I just haven't got around to it, but yeah. When I use the swap, like it just looks really clean, man. Yeah. I'm excited to use it.
No doubt.
Yeah, I mean, I think we only wanted to do about 30 minutes or so. If there's any, questions anybody has in the comments, feel free to drop them in, and then we'll give like a 10-minute call. So, Oscar, appreciate you jumping on. Hobbs, as always a pleasure. Zach, thanks for.
Austin, I got the chart pulled up if you want to take a look
at
that.
Yeah. Sorry about that.
Let's see the price.
There you go.
And the logo's covering it, isn't it? Look at that.
Logo is covering, so I don't know what to do about that. So
you should be let me see if I can change
take it off maximize. Are you still maximize?
Yeah, how about we do this? I can lower my box. There we go.
Lower your box.
There you go. Look at that.
There we go.
Look at that beauty.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, up about
it was so crazy when it went to like 60-something cents. But as you explained, the hubs, that's the reason why with the bots. So that's so crazy.
Yeah, like I said, man, you could just go back and look. When you look back at the 5 minute, there's like some big old candle that came in, and it just made no sense to me. So when I was kind of just going back and looking at it and just trying to do my own due diligence and say, okay, what is this? What happened? So obviously we're privy to a little bit more information than the public. So we got we get the full explanation. But even before I got the full explanation, I kind of knew what happened, right? Like I knew exactly what was going on. So.
Hobbs, you called me like right away, and we were chatting about it.
Yeah, I told you damn near word for word what was going on. I was like, I'm pretty sure that this is what happened. But yeah, I mean, the thing is with Clearcryptos is day one launch is not their biggest concern, right? That's just not their concern.
Yeah.
For people out there that are wondering, hey, I saw a question about, they said they were going to do a private sale. They did, but they went back and forth whether or not they wanted to do a private sale, whether or not they wanted to do a pre-sale or whatever. They went back and forth with it, and ultimately, it was the company's decision to not do the private sale.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean that we don't like people with private sales. I think the decision was just made to say, hey, we don't need to do a private or a pre-sale because our goal is to fair launch this thing, get it out there, and show you what you're investing in.
Yep.
We don't need any additional assistance and money to get this thing pushing forward. We have our funds, we've raised the funds, and now we're going to show you exactly what we've been working on. So to me, pre-sales are cool. I think they're cool, but I think that it sends a message that you need the funds when you set pre-sales at 1,000. And no knock on anybody that's done it, but when you need 1,000 or 2,000 ETH, it tells me that you need funds to continue the movement.
And it also tells me, Hobbs, that you don't have the product built.
Exactly.
Right.
So
you need that money to build the product.
So,
and this project didn't need that. And I agree with you, man. It's not to say like one project that does a pre-sale good or bad or the other, right? But hey, Twan Lee's got a question down there. So no centralized exchange for Clearcryptos. So yeah, it's not a centralized exchange. It's totally different than that. They don't hold custody like a Coinbase does or
they're an onboarding, right? They're going to help you onboard into crypto, and then kind of like a decentralized exchange that's acting as a centralized exchange within DeFi. Yep. So, and then John Roddy had a question about the transaction fees. I can't confirm or deny that, so I'm not going to touch that right now. When the company wants to come out and kind of break down exactly the fees as well as the tokenomics, they'll get around. They'll make sure that they make an announcement on that. So, John Roddy, you've been patient this long. Just be patient a little bit longer, and you'll get all the information you need. I promise you that.
I'm pretty sure it's public in the Discord too. If you guys want to hop in there, I'm pretty sure Foxy, if you're in chat, let me know, because I think Token Sniffer also has it too.
Well, the Token Sniffer has Token Sniffer has the tokenomics, but I think he's referring to the transaction fees from the swap.
I got you. Okay.
Yeah.
So this is a good one. I definitely want to show. So let me, Oscar, I got to take us off this view because it covers your picture there. So there you go. So, CryptoDog's asking this, and I know this has kind of been one of those things that's been out there. People have been talking about, was the wallet holding 29,000 of Apollo Inu that got in before the announced launch a bot? They've been selling over tokens ever since. Hey, you know what? That's my wallet. I'm kidding. No, it's not.
Okay. Oh, you're already done. Somebody's going to clip just that portion.
I know. But here's the funny thing: there is people saying that it is me or that it is Zach, and it is.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, it is, and it is.
I don't even know what Apollo Inu is, dude.
It is not. It is not.
Because the only two people in the world, the only three people in DeFi that owns Apollo Inu is Zach, Austin, and Enoch. It's got to be those three.
Right? Yeah, that's it.
And last I checked, the crazy information that came out about Apollo, I'm pretty sure you guys were holding way more than 30 grand, right? I'm pretty sure you addressed that too.
Well, and also,
and our wallets are public,
and our wallets are public for 4 months. Our wallets are vastly public. You're welcome to go look at it. I also want to state for the record that the reason Bitcoin is 19,000 is my fault.
It's also your fault. You've been dumping Bitcoin. You've been dumping Bitcoin.
But seriously, you know what? I'm glad we approach this, Austin, but this isn't about us, honestly. Like, it's crazy, like that they, all these people chatter and talk. I mean, we're all here, like, Oscar, Hobbs, myself, we're here because we see something big happening. Like this is a big changing of the guards in crypto here. Like that's how we feel.
This is a real company that's been developing for 2 years, this tech, and they genuinely want to change people's lives truly for the better in crypto.
And I really don't
going to say what they're going to say. It's whatever.
I really don't think people understand that, beyond Clearcryptos, we all have income, right? And for us to do this, basically for the bigger picture, right? They don't understand that that takes a commitment. Some people aren't willing to commit. We were, right? And that's fine. Like I'm not hating on anybody that, chooses to, say what they want to say, because everybody's going to have their own opinion.
Absolutely.
100%. So you guys, good luck out there, man. Like, all I can do is tell you, pay attention. If you don't want to pay attention, that's okay too. But Clearcryptos is a train, and it's not going to stop for anybody.
So Crypto Dog, I apologize. That wasn't a shot at you. I actually thank you for the question. Okay. So I had to take a moment to get on my soapbox for a second. So the answer is, we don't know. It's not my wallet. It's not Zach's wallet. We don't know if it's a bot. We know, and we see it selling a little bit too. And it's somebody's wallet. There you go. That's the answer. There you go.
And then Samuel had a question.
Oh yeah, Samuel. Okay, says, I'm gonna let you take that one, Hobbs. Go ahead.
Yeah, he says, how is the market cap so far from liquidity instead of at least being somewhat not so far from it? I mean, that's so. The thing you have to realize is, when you deal with liquidity versus market cap, right? Like, liquidity versus market cap is not as big of a deal as some people may tell you in DeFi. Like, it's just not, right? If you look at some of the largest tokens out there, like you look at Ethereum, you look at Bitcoin, do yourself a favor, for comparison's sake, go look at the liquidity of Bitcoin or Ethereum, right? Which is probably sitting around 729 million, somewhere around that, some 730s. You can check me on that. But the market cap is like, what, 100 and something billion, right?
Yep.
That liquidity ratio is less than 1%. So to the idea that our liquidity ratio is just completely absurd, it's not, guys. It's just not. It doesn't mean that you can't 2, 3, 4x your money. It doesn't mean that at all. And it also doesn't mean that one particular wallet should be worth $177,000. I saw that floating around on Twitter. I was like, what kind of math are people doing like this? And this is just goes to show that I feel like, you know, when I saw stuff like that, I was like, okay, video. I got to make a video for Clearcryptos, educating people on exactly what market cap to liquidity ratios are and what they should be. Basically, when you're looking at market cap and liquidity ratio on your larger companies, the market cap to liquidity ratio is it's a standpoint where they look at, it's a measuring stick where they look at how strong the company can handle debt. When crypto is a little different, right? It's a little different. The average market to liquidity ratio in the stock market is between 1 and 5%. Why? Because they want to know how are you going to be able to handle debt, and how are you going to be able to hold up that strong. DeFi doesn't have to live by those exact same rules. That being said, all of the liquidity is not even there. So just understand that, guys. Like, there's more to this story than what you see on TV, so to speak. So that. But
Hobbs, I think there's a kind of a question, a statement and a question here. I think this perception that if your market cap is 100 million, for discussion's sake, and there's this perception that you need to have 10 to 20 million dollars in your liquidity. To your point, I love the Ethereum analogy. That's a great one, right? I think there's this perception, and I think that perception really grew up, and it really came to. And I'm saying this. There's a question here. It really seems like it's come to be and pass, especially related to like community tokens, meme tokens, and then there was this narrative that grew up. Oh my God, there's that community token over there that just launched, and oh my God, everybody go look at their liquidity, make sure that their liquidity is strong, and that seems to be where that came from. And now it's a standard that, like, oh well, hell, if it doesn't have 10% liquidity or whatever, then stay the hell away from it, etc. Whereas, like, to your point about Ethereum,
in a bear market in DeFi is absolutely, in my opinion, I don't think it's smart to have a 50% liquidity to market cap ratio, because now your liquidity becomes exit liquidity. Correct. Does it make the chart hold up stronger? Yeah, if people don't dump it, right? Like, it doesn't matter how. If your liquidity is high in DeFi right now, you are a target. Hence the reason there are bots set up that target liquidity pools. Like, they literally set up their bots so they sniff out live new pairs and liquidity being added. Why? Because they're liquidity snipers. That's exactly what these bots are doing. So the idea that Clearcryptos can't add more liquidity is absurd. That's number one. Number two, the idea that they would add more liquidity all at once is also crazy. If you think you saw sales yesterday, imagine if we would have added full liquidity, what would have happened to the chart. So Clearcryptos is doing things the right way. They're making sure they're taking the right steps to make sure that they can control the bots with anti-bots, and they're making sure that they add liquidity on the right scale. It doesn't mean a big thing that the liquidity in market cap is separate. It's not a big thing, guys. It's just not.
Yeah.
Cool. But do you, the perception of liquidity, Hobbs, that was, thank you. That was, I'm going to like record that. That was so well said. But go back to, what do you think? Where did this come from? It's got to be 10, 20%.
It came from rug pulls, right? Because
yeah,
when you look at rug pulls, the way that they were enticing people to come in, and they're still doing it now, right?
Yep.
They entice people to come in by saying, look, guys, this just launched and it's up 3,000%. Well, that's a problem, because if you're up, if you're up 3,000% and your liquidity is 20 grand, right now, you can't cash out because there's no money in there.
Right.
But if you're looking at a project that has a $31 million market cap, $33 million market cap, and liquidity is 300,000, you're going to be able to cash your bags out because the market, the token just launched. Right. Like if people want to cash out, they absolutely can. It's not gonna wreck the chart, because what people don't understand is all the liquidity is not there. It's just not there. And the idea that Ethereum couldn't cash out somebody right now for $100 million, it blows my mind that people could think that. Like, it just blows my mind, because the idea that a company that's bringing in revenue over revenue over revenue can't add to their liquidity pool is crazy to me. Like, it blows my mind. But yeah, I think that to answer your question, Austin, I think that narrative comes from rug pulls being able to entice people to buy into their token, and then they can't sell. You look at rug pulls, and then you look at what's the other, honeypots, right?
Yeah.
When you can't sell, that's why people started looking at liquidity and market cap. But the problem is they looked at it, but they didn't research it. See, I look at things and then I go research it.
Well,
I know how liquidity. I know how liquidity pools work. I know how liquidity and market cap works.
Absolutely.
But some people won't do that.
But to your point, right? There's always been that, like, oh, it's got to be 10%. If it's a $20 million market cap, then they need to have $2 million in liquidity. I mean, that's the number you hear bantered about all the time, and then that's why people go, oh, well, if it's not 2 million, it's a piece of shit project. Blah 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 blah.
Exactly.
I mean, that's Go ahead, Zach.
To your point too, liquidity pools aren't stagnant. Like your example with Ethereum, like, there's a reason why it's only 1%, because they could add to it at various times whenever the company or business sees fit.
Yep. They can add to it. And this is going to shock a lot of people. They can add to it. And guess what? They can take it out. And it's not to break the company or break the chart. Sometimes real companies, like actual companies, right? They use liquidity to pay for things. I know this is gonna like blow some people's mind in DeFi, but guys, I promise you, if you go look at any company structure, the idea that you have to lock your liquidity for years in a real company is insane.
Stupid.
I'm not saying that to say companies in DeFi or projects in DeFi that lock their liquidity, that's a bad thing, because they are based off community, right? Like they're mostly based off community, and community wants to see that trust. They want to see that transparency. They want to see you lock that liquidity. But when you're dealing with a company, in which that's one thing me, Zach, Austin, and Oscar have been trying to preach to you guys is, yes, this is a project in DeFi, but this is a company first. They're doing things like a company would do things. And that's the part that I want to really drive home to the people. So,
man, Mr. Hobbs,
yes, sir.
PhD, sir, you I'm going to like record this video, and then like my wife already is being recorded, but you know, I'm like, it's going to hit play. My wife can be like, why are you listening to him talk? I'm like, cause this is gold, baby.
Hey, I'm just saying, that's what happens when you do your own research, right?
Absolutely.
Last night, I saw the chatter. While everybody was chattering, I was reading, right? So I wanted to educate myself. So I went into a little deep dive into market caps versus liquidity. What's the average? What's it look like? What's Ethereum? What's Bitcoin? I did my research. So if you want to talk about it and discuss it, I would really suggest that you do your research as well, so we can have a real conversation. So
agreed. We're going to end on probably wrap it up here in a minute. John says, don't attack projects liquidity or unknown while it buys and sells. Either invest because you believe in the project's utility and future, or don't invest. Amen, brother.
Yeah,
100%.
Foxy killed it with that comment below too.
There we go. Locking liquidity was due to trust issues. Yes, ma'am. That is correct. People got so used to it because we aren't used to seeing an actual company in DeFi. Well, again, well said. I think that's really truly is the difference, though, is that we all have just had this litany of these different projects, and and this is different. And I still think there's people bringing that proverbial baggage, and they will continue to they'll bring that baggage to this equation, and they're asking those same old questions,
Yep. 100%. 100%.
Okay. So I think we're going to wrap it with that. Oh, well, and here we go. All right, Adam, we're done because you're here. That's why.
Okay. Yes, I came to the end.
Adam, you over here doxing your stairs, man. You better get off there, bro. Somebody gonna come for you.
I'm not at my house.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, I'm at my house. Yeah, man, happy launching, and absolutely so excited to be here, and so much is to come.
Absolutely.
And you're right I heard you about Hobbs versus liquidity versus market cap versus everything. You're spot on.
Yeah, I appreciate that, man.
Dude, we need Muzz or somebody needs to like snip that little part, take me out of it, but just put Hobbs, Zach, we're all relevant. They're irrelevant. That's
all I gotta say to that is reading is fundamental, man. Do your own. That's called DYOR, like the real BYOR. Do your own research and so you understand it, so you can teach other people. Yeah. Because I do understand it, and I understand why people would be upset about the history of it, but this isn't that. So yeah, 100%.
All right, well, we're gonna wrap up with that. So I think I'm gonna go around the horn. Oscar, I'm gonna start with you because you talked way too much. So Oscar, you got a minute, man. Final thoughts, go.
Well, everybody, happy launch day here in Clearcryptos yesterday. I was just listening, and doing my research by listening to my fellows right here. And what I can tell you here on our respective channels and here on Clearcrypto, bear market for me, just put your head down and start grinding. And if you believe in a project 100%, well, do your research twice. And then once that's done, put your money where your mouth is and buy whatever you can afford lose. And you don't have to give any account to anyone about what you buy, what you sell, only to your family and yourself. So take it easy, chill, relax, and I think we'll have an amazing time, whether you're buying Shiba Inu, Clearcryptos, Bitcoin, or whichever. I mean, the end of the year is coming, so I want to end it really well. This was supposed to be October. It's nothing like that, but I'm sure that 2023, 2024 is going to be so incredible. I know we're going to be live by then, so we're going to be amazing. That's it. That's all I got. Happy launch day, guys.
Cool. Adam, you're up. Go. Minute.
Yeah, I would say this is just the beginning of Clearcrypto, and I'm looking forward to not only Clearcrypto to really help and change the crypto game, but I'm looking for other cryptos to step up their game. Ooh. Because I really feel like this is a time to really not only build, but go back and see what things you can do better. And also, the Shiba Inus and the Dogecoins, all those will be there. But I'm looking forward to not only regulation, possibly maybe clean that up a little bit, but I'm looking forward to space to clean up, to be honest with you. And I think Clearcryptos definitely will bring more transparency to the space and also more connection to the space as well. So I'm looking forward to the future of not only Clearcryptos, but cryptos in general.
All right, Hobbs, you're up. And then Zach, you're on deck. Go ahead.
Yeah, man, I was just continue to tell you guys to educate yourselves, apply that education, learn different taxes and then rinse and repeat, guys. Like, just do your own research. Ignore the chatter. Instead, allow the chatter to motivate you to do more reading and education. So don't let anybody talk you out of your opportunity.
You know what, Zach, I'm sorry, you are next, but I want to say something to that. I do want to say that. That's okay. So here's what I have, and I've said this in videos, and I think you have too, Zach, and I know you probably have as well, Hobbs. But here's the thing. If you hear something I don't care if it's from me or from another person on YouTube or wherever, listen to what they have to say and go do your research. Don't take what including me. Don't take one person's. That's it. That's like the gospel. Go find out, go look, go see, go to your point, go educate yourself. Because I think that's the problem that we do have a lot of, is that somebody will say something and then they will, oh, I believe that, educate yourself, right? That's truly the key. And I think, again, that's what Clear's doing a big part of, is trying to educate. So yeah.
Education.
I just wanted to say something right after that, Austin. That's so true.
Of course you do, Oscar. O-R?
Oh, no.
Or?
Because if what the content creator said is not true ends up being false or it just never happens, then all that guilt and so it goes to that person instead of you doing your research and saying, you know what, it was good as an opinion, but I did my research and I found my truth.
Absolutely.
And the facts that is actually what they're gonna do. So just wanted to say that. That's why it's important to do research.
All right, now we're gonna let Zach talk. No, Zach's got to go.
Yeah, I'm just listening, man. I'm taking it all in, man.
Of course, Zach attack.
No, this is good. I mean, listen, I'm just excited. I'm super excited to be here in this position with everybody here, everybody on the live. Just crypto in general is so new, guys. I'm telling you, like, it's crazy how many people are freaking out right now. And like, you know, especially last year, people were so happy. And you see so many more people mean on Twitter right now, right?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Take a breath. Like, relax. Like, relax.
Yeah,
people are happier when it's a bull run.
It's so easy to be mean, but it's just as easy to be kind to people. I mean, that might sound phony or whatever, but like, relax. Like, and at the end of the day, like, to what you guys all said, like, listen, we don't have it all figured out.
No,
we're learning. We're all learning every single day, right?
Yeah.
And we're trying our best. We're doing our best. And like, that's it. I don't know. That wasn't about clear. I don't know, but it was just general. I don't know. But
well done, sir. Oh my God.
You guys got me thinking in all different directions.
Oh, no, we got Zach spinning. I'm not going to take a minute because you guys knocked it out of the park. I just think that this is truly, educate yourself. I think that I'm glad we ended on that note. And educate yourself in all aspects, right? I think Hobbs, that you nailed it with that one. Man, Paul does got allergies. So let's wrap it up there. As always, if you're interested in learning more about Clear, the link's down in the description below. Get involved in their Discord. It is live. You can go trade it on Uniswap as well as on Clear's own swap that's on their website. You can even fiat into that, which is, again, the old man here used it. It works. It's really cool. So with that said, we'll see you later. Take care, guys.
You too.